Well, a lot of the other content creators, Facebook, X, YouTube, have filed amicus briefs in this case. How are they trying to distinguish themselves? Are they worried that this could be an issue in terms of an American company? Of course, this has already kind of been out there. American company using information about users in a way that is unauthorized, illicit, or potentially harmful.
Yeah, I think they were really trying. Were and are, and based on the argument today, we'll be happy to see it. The justices sort of agreed that there is to argue that there is a big difference between ByteDance, between TikTok being owned by ByteDance, a company that is owned by a Chinese corporation. I'm sorry, owned by a Chinese corporation and subject to the control of the Chinese government versus a US based company. There was some discussion about whether strict foreign ownership is a hard line, and I think that some justices agree that once you have a company that is outside the United States, it has no First Amendment rights whatsoever. I think a lot of these other social media companies would probably be pretty comfortable with that, as long as you don't start restricting the content of the speech within the United States by a US based company, even for national security reasons. So I think they're trying to really wall off that line at the border, frankly.
It's part of the government's argument that this isn't even a First Amendment case because it isn't about the content at all.
Yeah, and I believe it was just Chief Justice Roberts who said, "Well, isn't this really a corporate structure case, not a not a content and speech case?" So that is really a hinge point, I think, in which you could see a ruling. And if that is the hinge point, I think that bodes very well for the government, because I do think there were. I said I'm not sure that I found five justices that coalesced around one single argument. I feel more likely that there are five justices that were ready to side with the government. And maybe that's where they do it to avoid all of the downstream issues of, is this a content based law? Is there a compelling reason? Is it narrowly tailored? All of that stuff. I also, for that reason, do wonder if they're going to try to find another exit ramp and a procedural basis of, do we have the ability to just pause this and see how it plays out? Or see if President-elect Trump steps in on his first day, undoes everything, or whether they can engage in some other way to push this down, because I know they felt this was just a really accelerated, compressed time frame, and that there are big decisions to be made. And so I mean, I do feel confident we're going to see something from the court by January 19th, though.